BYU wide receiver Chase Roberts with us. 365 Sports at Big 12 Media Days in Frisco. Man, you guys were really good last year. Expectations high this year. And in the conference, you never know. What do you know about BYU football team? What are the expectations?
I think, last year was just the beginning of what we have in store here at BYU. I think this is a standard that we set, that we're going to be a team that comes in every game and just battles and fights and, scratches to win every down, every rep, in every game. So that's BYU football. That's our brand. Love and learn. We knock people over and then we help them up. And I think that's the culture that Kalani set and that we're going to carry on throughout the rest of BYU history. So
knock people over and then pick them up.
That's right.
That'll frustrate the hell out of somebody, but I love that attitude. That's good.
Chase, we'll get the elephant in the room out of the way right away.
Yeah.
You're going to have a different quarterback. You don't know who that's going to be.
Yeah.
But how much does the culture that you guys have set deal with a situation that no one was ready for and no one predicts? And given that you guys know how to win in this league, do you think it'll be easier than maybe a normal situation that would have happened at a time where you weren't ready?
Yeah, I think, honestly, this happens. This is sports. People make mistakes, and next man up, right? And that's what we preach and what we do at BYU is, be ready at any moment. And I think we're very, very confident in who we have at quarterback right now, the battle that's going to happen during fall camp, and we're just going to rally behind whoever it is. And so we're just grateful for the opportunity to go play this game of football and to have opportunities to step up and to lead the team to victory when it comes to the fall. So we're just excited about, obviously it was at a time that isn't ideal, but, next man up, ready to go.
Speaking of being ready, do you feel like you're ready to play a game right now?
I know, I'm ready. I've been running routes a little bit. Yeah, jittery. I got my skull cap on even. I don't know why, but I'm ready to go.
These things like some eye black. I mean, what are you missing?
Yeah, exactly.
Are those actually shoulder pads? Because the shoulder pads and the equipment have changed so dramatically so you could be leaner, faster, efficient. But
honestly, yeah, you can't even feel them really. Like these are super lightweight. Not even there, feels like. So keeping the speed and doing what we need to.
They could have let you not wear the shoulder pads, though. It's a long day.
I know. It is a long day.
It's longer than you would wear them normally.
I know. I agree.
Yeah. So
it's been nice. The cooler's on in here, so it's not too bad. Yeah.
So, you've had a nice, long career. Does it feel like different as you're approaching the end now? Is this everything just kind of the same and you worry about that when that time comes? Or kind of how have you approached, a last run and kind of closing things out a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a time to step it up and to dial in on the more, finite things. And this last year has been awesome to see the culture that Kalani has built over time and to kind of have this player-led program. And I think that's what it's gotten to. And especially being a guy that has been here for multiple years, it's awesome to see the change and how, we're just rolling now in this player-led program.
And does that also help you not blink because of what he brought up earlier with the quarterbacks, either Hillstead, Bourget, or and obviously Bachmeier, just next man up type mentality? Let's go.
Exactly. We just have a great team, so it's not about one person, right? One guy leaves. And I barely played in the Alamo Bowl. I got hurt in one of the first drives, and look what we did. It's not about me. It's not about one person. The team that we have is absolutely amazing, and it's about the culture and what we've done at BYU that's going to win us games.
Is there a chip on your? You guys don't. Kalani Satake is not a chip on his shoulder kind of a guy. Like
no.
He is like. It is wild to me to see you guys beat teams and the other coach be like not happy, but less mad because he lost to Kalani Satake.
Yeah.
Because he's so different. But is there a chip on your shoulder a little bit because you guys maybe didn't get a fair shake when it came to the playoff last year, or is that even discussed?
I think you always want to obviously be in the playoff, and that's something that gets you motivated for that next year to make it. So not necessarily a chip or like anger, but more just, all right, we have an opportunity this next year to go do it. We lost games. You can't do that when you want to go play in the Big 12 championship. So we're not going to do that this year, and that's the goal. So
here we are, Big 12 Media Days. What's it like to experience the transition and BYU in the Big 12 and what that's meant so far. What kind of experience has that been? And to kind of see how the BYU fans have embraced being a part of the Big 12.
Yeah, it's so much better, honestly, than being independent. The first couple of years I was here, we were independent. And being in a conference, it's been so much fun. Being able to see the same teams and to play great talent every week. And this is just a great conference. And, it's exciting to play for a Big 12 championship as well, and then a chance to go to the playoffs. So different, but it's amazing. I love it.
Of the 16 teams, 8 are basically new.
Yeah.
And you were part of the first wave. And then, of course, the Pac-12 with 4 new schools, the second wave. It seemed like, because there's a lot of old school teams involved, Iowa State, K-State, whatever, Tech, Baylor, TCU. But it seemed like everybody has melted together pretty well. I know you hate Utah, but other than that, has it been pretty simple?
No, it has. I think the thing about this conference is you just never know. Like, all the teams are very, very talented. So whoever steps on the field, you got to respect them. And it could be, I think they stopped doing the preseason polls, right? Because they just don't want to get it wrong again, right?
We're terrible at it.
You never know. Yeah. No, exactly. Just because you never know who's gonna step up that year, who took the offseason seriously, who's ready to go. So that's what's exciting about the Big 12, and we'll see what happens this year.
Do you at times, as a player in the conference, go, man, we didn't think they were going to be very good? I know you can't look at it that way, but there have been damn, they're a lot better than we thought. Or,
no, exactly.
We got to get ready for them?
Yeah, exactly. And I think we were a team like that last year as well. Arizona State stepped up. They were, I think, last in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. Ended up winning the Big 12 championship. So guys like that, you just never know. You got to respect everyone and go play your game.
We, being, you guys being new to the conference and us being kind of outsiders to the Utah BYU Holy War rivalry.
Yeah.
I don't think we fully understood the animus, the distrust, of it is, I think it is the most underplayed rivalry as far as hatred goes. You can talk about A&M and Texas and Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah.
I think you guys might be past that level of we do not like you.
I agree. I try not to get into that hatred stuff, personally, but when you're on the field and when you're interacting with the fans, and it's bad. If you go to a BYU Utah game, you'll see it, you'll feel it, and it's college football. Some of the best of college football. But I think it's awesome.
That your adrenaline must just be in those games like that, just insane.
Yeah, I've never played a game where every person on the field is going 100% every play, except for the BYU Utah rivalry.
What was that like last year?
Yeah,
the way that ended, and just the pandemonium, and all that came with that.
Honestly, it was pretty amazing. I think the trust that we had in each other to go down on that last drive and to score and win the game. It was pretty miraculous and something that we bonded together a lot as a team, and just a great memory that I'll have for the rest of my life.
So BYU's now, I think the Big 12 fan bases have had their eyes open to what an incredible fan base and crowd and atmosphere. That's now been kind of well established that BYU might be the toughest place to play in the league and one of the toughest in the country. Outside of BYU, where's the toughest place you played and why?
It was 100% that rivalry game at Rice-Eccles in Utah, and I couldn't hear Jake one bit. I had to memorize the plays and look at the formation to know which play we were running, plays like that. It was pretty amazing, fun atmosphere. I'm hoping this year is going to have more of those games that are just loud. Texas Tech, I hope, is rocking, and those are the best games.
They will be.
Yeah,
Lubbock will be rowdy. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, they'll welcome you in.
I'm excited. We love it. It gives us the energy that we need.
That's a different animal, right? In Lubbock, Texas, and
Yeah.
that's what's great about the college football atmospheres. Whether it's Ames or if it's Provo or wherever, it everybody kind of brings it. Not every fan base is locked in crazy, but it seems like there's a lot of unique places.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes this so fun. The Big 12 is just the place to be. He's excited for another year in the Big 12.
Was Chase the one that caught 30 passes against Baylor in that double overtime game? It seemed like every time he needed. You had a big night that night.
That was my first game at BYU, my freshman year. So that was a pretty cool moment for me, and kind of got my confidence going.
You know what? I remember being on like a BYU podcast and like you do those things where you're like, I'm on theirs, they're on ours.
Yeah.
And no one said, hey, watch out for this Chase Roberts kid. So like when watching the game, I'm like, who is 2? What is he doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah. It was a blast.
Yeah, you had a big night. And I think you guys had some injuries that maybe even the wide receiver position or whatever that opened up the opportunity. So what is your faith, the mission, being a part of BYU? What does that mean to you?
It's everything. I think, honestly, 2 years taken off of football you'd think would make you a worse football player. But I think it brought the confidence that I needed to step on the field and trust in my Heavenly Father, knowing that, whatever happens, that I'm going to glorify Him. And it keeps me calm. It keeps me steady on the field, that whatever happens, I know who I trust in, and that's who I'm going to play for.
What was the first time you ever met Kalani Satake like? Can you take it? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah.
And what was that like for you?
Yeah, just the humility that he has. It's crazy when you get a guy that is so passionate and like yelling at you, but he's talking about the gospel of Jesus Christ. He's like, you need to be like Christ. That's what our team meeting's like, but he's yelling at us. It seems contradictory, but just the who he is, it's pretty amazing and how he does it. I love playing for Kalani.
Man, we appreciate it, Chase. Appreciate your time.
You.
Chase Roberts, BYU with us in Frisco, Big 12 Media Days.
Thank you, guys.